Everyone is scared of kinematics because it is full of formula. But it is the easiest chapter in physics because it's fully concept oriented. Like you will study all the concepts in daily life activities. So it will be very easy to you. In this class, I am going to explain to you only how to solve graph-based questions. Okay, so how to solve graph-based questions? Before that, you must know very well about the graph. What is meant by graph? Graph means normally we say that there are two axes, x-axis and y-axis, right? So x-axis and y-axis. The next thing what you must know in kinematics or graph is always time is taken along x-axis. It is not at all possible to take time along y-axis because we always plot the graph according to x value. Because time cannot increase and then decrease, it is not at all possible. It always increases steadily. So we often take time in x-axis, and whatever may be the physical quantity, it may be represented in y-axis. For example, say velocity. Okay. So when we study about graph, I said two things are important. One is about slope, and the second one is about area. What is meant by slope? Normally in 10th standard you must have studied that, like find out resistance using Ohm's law. How do you do the experiment? For corresponding values of potential difference, you get the values of current, and using V and I, you plot the graph, and from that you take the slope and find out the value of resistance. How you do you remember that? V, I, and definitely you will get a straight line. From this you will take a small region and find out corresponding x-axis and y-axis, and then find out this difference. And what is actually the formula for Ohm's law? V is equal to IR. So R is equal to V divided by I. So how we get resistance from this is, you will find out the difference of this value divided by difference of current value. Okay, the same concept we are going to apply in kinematics too. So how to find out the slope? Means like in this graph, for example, if you get a straight line, take a small region, that is your wish. You can take any part of the slope and then draw corresponding line on y-axis and x-axis. Find out this difference, let it be del t, and this difference is del v. So when you find out slope of this, we get del v divided by del t. What does this mean? Velocity divided by time. Have you heard about this already? Yes, you are right. It is acceleration. Is it clear to you? That's all about slope. So like this only you should find out slope of any graph. And the second one is about area. What is meant by this area? Again, the same graph. Okay, again the same graph, velocity time graph. Area under the graph means, for example, let the graph be like this so that it will be easy to understand. So how will you find out the area under the graph? Just you make the graph to meet at x-axis. Now what is the shape of this graph? It is a triangle. So what is the area of triangle? The formula is half into base into height. Very good. What is the use of this area now? So when you find out area, definitely you will get the answer of y-axis into x-axis. So what is the difference between slope and area? In slope you will be getting y-axis divided by x-axis. But while finding area you get y-axis into x-axis. So what is y-axis here? Velocity. X-axis is time. So V into T. Have you heard about this anywhere? Okay, let us think about it. Let us recall about it. Velocity is equal to displacement divided by time. So displacement is equal to velocity into time. Yes, when you find out area of this graph, you will be getting displacement. Is it clear to you? So you have studied about two things under the graph. First one is to find out slope. Slope means y-axis divided by x-axis, and when you find out area, you will be getting y-axis into x-axis. Okay, now shall we do some problems based on this? Okay, now the question is, a body of mass 5 kg is acted up by a force F. A body of mass 5 kg, so 5 kg is the mass, is acted on by a force F which varies with the time t. So t is given and force is given, and find the momentum gained by the body at the end of 10 seconds. Momentum, the symbol for momentum is P. So we are asked to find out momentum at the end of 10 seconds, and then in the question a graph is also given. Okay, so this is exactly at 4, and now the question is, find the momentum during the time interval of 10 seconds. This is what given, but here nothing about momentum is given. This graph is about force and time. So how we are going to calculate this? So you should immediately try to think about my 2 points. One is about slope and the second one is about area. So which one you have to consider? Definitely the area, because force by time does not give you the momentum. So definitely we cannot take down that slope part. The second one, when you consider, like what have you studied about force and momentum? Any formula? Yes, Newton's second law. Do you remember? F is equal to dp by dt, which means force is equal to change in momentum divided by time. So from this we can say that momentum is equal to force into time. Yeah, force into time, y-axis into x-axis. So definitely we should find out the area. Okay, so how we can get the area? What is the shape of this graph? So look at this closely. It's like triangle, rectangle. So you can consider it as 2 triangle plus area of rectangle. Any other way? Yes, it's looking like a trapezium. Yeah, it's looking like a trapezium. So what is the formula to find out the area of trapezium? So area is equal to half h a plus b. This is the formula to find out area of trapezium. You always forget this, because A and B you will randomly choose some values and solve the problem. So that you have to keep it in your mind always. A and B stand for parallel sides. A and B stand for parallel sides. Don't forget this. And what is this h? H is the distance between the parallel sides. So what will be A over here? A starts from 4 to 8. So half into A is actually 4 to 8, which means 8 minus 4 is 4. And then B is this another parallel side. It starts from 0 to 10. So it is 10. And the next one is H. What is meant by H? What did I say about H? The distance between the two parallel sides. So what is the distance between the two parallel sides? That is 20. So 2, 10. So 10 into 14 is equal to 140. So this is the area. What does this area gives us? Momentum. Momentum gained in 10 seconds is equal to 140. 140. What is the unit of it? Force into time. Unit of force is Newton. Unit of time is second. So Newton second. That's it. Okay, now it is very easy. In case the graph is given in a different way, like because Here it is only above the positive axis, so it's not a problem. In case if it is given in negative axis, how do you solve this problem? That will be the next question. The force F acting on a particle of mass m is indicated by the force time graph shown below. Again force time graph, and the change in momentum of the particle over the time interval from 0 to 8 second is 0 to 8 second is. Okay, so for this again we need a graph. So let me draw the graph. Okay. Now in this question, the change in momentum of the particle over the time interval from 0 to 8 is, again no need to think about it because momentum, again momentum is equal to force into time. So definitely we have to find out the area. Now look at this diagram. It's like a triangle, and then it's like a small rectangle, and the next one is also rectangle. So how we are going to find out area in this? Area is equal to area of triangle plus area of rectangle plus area of this third rectangle. Second one, third one. Okay. So how we are going to solve this? First one, area of triangle. So find out the area of this region now. So what is the formula to find area of triangle? Half into base into height. So what is the base over here? Starts from 0, 0 to 2. So 2 into height is, it's from 0 to 6. So this is 6. Now it's very important. The second part is actually below the positive axis, right? So how we can do it is, since it is negative axis, we have to subtract the value. Minus, again it is rectangle. Area of this rectangle is length into breadth. Here the length is 2 because 4 minus 2 is 2, and here the breadth is 3 minus 0 is 3. So anyway it is 2 into 3. The next one, area of this rectangle. Again the same formula, but it is plus because it is above the axis. So again here L into B. So 8 minus 4 is 4 into, and this one is 3 minus 0, 3. So 2 get cancelled. 6 minus 6 plus 12. So the answer is 12. What we are finding? Momentum. So momentum is equal to 12 Newton second. So this is how you can solve graph based questions in kinematics.